Wajir Governor Ambassador Mohamed Abdi has laid a strategy to promote the regime of the county staff, especially those with teaching profession. On 29 February 2020, the governor called on the county staff with teaching background as well as other education stakeholders to register as teachers as a way of homegrown solution to address teachers' crisis across the NEB region. The governor's call was accepted, and top staff of the county who have a teaching background agreed to go back to class and teach the children suffering after the TSC withdrew non-local teachers from the region. The staff, due to respect to the governor, agreed to return to teaching profession. ARF Media Group made a fact-finding mission and traced those county employees who are teaching in different schools in the county. Our camera lenses captured Mr. Hussein Maalim Adan, a ward administrator for Eldar Sub-County, teaching geography at Wajir Girls Secondary School. The school lacked geography teacher for Form 1 to Form 4, despite the school being a national one.
They give the Earth's surface, its characteristics and appearance. That means the shape and the form.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I'm Hussein Maalim Adan, working with the county government of Wajir as ward administrator attached to the sub-county administrator's office in Eldar sub-county. Today, I'm here to Wajir Girls Secondary School, volunteering myself to cover the position or the positions left by non-local teachers who have fled the county. I volunteered myself following the call of His Excellency the Governor some 2-3 weeks ago, calling all those county staffs who had a teaching background to volunteer and teach our children. I'm a trained teacher. I teach history and geography. When I came to this school, I have found that all geography teachers have left, and there's no single teacher who's now teaching the school. I'm now obliged to teach all classes from Form 1 to Form 4, and currently I came out of class, and it's my hope and prayers that other county governments who have a teaching background also to volunteer and teach our students, because if the non-locals have left and our children are now in school, idle, doing nothing, you see now we're going to lose a lot of time and precious time that has been, assigned to students to learn and get positive knowledge and attitude, so that tomorrow they can be useful members of the society.
Later, our media team moved to Sambule Secondary School and found Mr. Isa Hassan Ali, who is the town administrator for Kutulo Town, now teaching mathematics and chemistry. He has also volunteered himself to teach in respect of governor's request.
This line of cemetery at the center. So you know what the line of cemetery is? Yes. Can we read that? I'm Isa Hassan Ali, a teacher by profession, mathematics and chemistry teacher, who worked with TSC for about 6 years, till 2015, when I got an employment with the county government of Wajir as town administrator, Kutulo Town. Now that there is a teacher crisis in our region, the northeastern region, and in particularly Wajir County, I have decided to come all the way to this school to give voluntary work. And instead of looking at my brothers and sisters in school suffering, when Nancy Masharia and her colleagues transferred all our non-local teachers, I have decided to come and give a helping hand to these students who are seriously in need of teachers. And I am hopeful that I will change their status as of now. I appeal to my colleagues also in the county government, teachers by profession, to come out in large numbers and help our brothers and sisters in these schools. Thank you.
Mr. Ibrahim Dahiye, the chairman of the County Education Board, has welcomed the move following the Governor Ambassador Mohamed Abdi Mahamoud's plea and congratulated the county employees who have volunteered to go back to school to initiate a homegrown solution.
Yes, after that stakeholders meeting by the Governor, you remember in that meeting he appealed, as you say, to those people who have teaching background. those people who have teaching background were told to go back to schools and help, because actually we are in crisis, and when you are in crisis, you will try to get everybody who can help to come on board. So quite a number of those with teaching background have gone back and they are assisting. We have seen in some cases where even people are not teachers and they still want to come and help. We also have through the school management boards, some school leavers who did well in the KCSE, and they are also volunteering to help. So those who have volunteered to come out and assist us out of that problem, we welcome them, and we still welcome more, and we really appreciate. We want to thank them very much for volunteering.
Mr. Dahiye also gave us the latest data of teachers who left the county after the TSC decision terming the move, a big blow for the county to have lost a good number of teachers employed by the Teachers Service Commission.
As we gave you the other time, of course, a lot of teachers have left. Almost, in some cases, the numbers are almost half-half. In some cases, we have slightly the number that is present being more than the number who left. For example, in the secondary schools, for a total of 663 teachers that we had before the crisis, 315 left, and 348 are present in schools. So you can see it is almost a half-half. So when half leaves, then you can also imagine the gap that has been left is very big. There's a serious shortage. In the primary schools, we had a total of 1,448. We have more teachers in primary schools, and we have more primary schools than secondary schools. Out of that, 617 left, and 831 are present in classes. So actually, in our case, even before the crisis, we had shortage of teachers, even before this crisis of security. So we are having very serious shortage. That's why you had the governor appealing to those with teaching background to go back to the classes and assist. And it is with that message people are coming out to volunteer. Because every one of us comes from part of this county. So everybody is trying to assist now his home location. Of course, for the secondary, it's for all of us. But the primary schools are located in the locations, and so people are going back to their places to assist. And we welcome that support.
Mr. Dahiye, an educationist, told us that this may not be a long-term solution and urged the students from the NEB region who performed well in KCSE to go to the teaching courses, since the governor has promised to intervene and pay their tuition fees.
In the long term, if we look at the long term, that is not solving the problem. It's not solving the problem, because these are the people who are already having other employments. Maybe some of them could be even jobless. They are just volunteering to assist because of the crisis we are in. But it cannot be a long-term solution. So for the long-term solution, in that stakeholders meeting, we agreed that we will try everything possible to convince our young men who leave schools, who complete their secondary education, to join teaching. And we have a team that is actually taking the details of those who will be interested, because the governor offered that the county will be prepared to pay for their fees for the training. And they will also be given some stipend for the time they will be teaching. And we expect them to teach during the term, and during the holiday, they go for training. And they will continue. We have an in-service program, which is normally done that way, even in the other teacher and training colleges. Even in the old programs, we used to have that. So we want to have an in-service program. During the school term, they will teach. During the holiday, they will go for training. And after some time, they will qualify as teachers. They do the exam, and they will qualify. And from there, even the TSC can employ them, because they will have qualified. So that should be actually our long-term solution. And I'm told they are responding very well. From the register, There are people who are keeping the register, recording those who are showing interest, and I'm told the response is very good. They are coming, and that should be the long-term solution. But this other one is just for a short term, because we have candidates who have nobody to teach them in class, and we are saying anybody who can come out and volunteer and support and prepare our students for the exam, then we will appreciate, and that is how people are coming.
On margin of the schools as way of homegrown solution in addressing the teachers' crisis, Mr. Dahie, who is also a former county public service board chairman, said it may be worked out, but will be
Yes, it can be a short-term solution, but you know, there are also a lot of issues sometimes. You know, the people would not like their school to be moved from the location where it is, because people have invested in that school. They build the classrooms, they build offices, they provide other facilities. They will not want their children to move to a far school from where they are, and it brings a bit of problems. And then you also know some of the politicians developed some of these schools, and they will not want their school to be merged with another school which is a little bit far from where they are. So we have actually tried that in the past, and it has not been very easy merging the schools. But as an educationist, I will say it would have solved problems, because some of the schools you find that they have smaller classes. They have smaller classes. If you merge a class of 20 and a class of 15 in another school, you will still have a class of 35. And the maximum size for our classes are up to 40 something, maximum is 50. So it would have saved us actually very much. It would have been a solution. But there are these other factors that we need to consider.
Since the mass transfer of teachers by the Teachers Service Commission earlier this year, children have continued to suffer. But Governor Ambassador Mohamed Abdi Mahmoud's approach to deploy county staff with teaching profession to class is a major boost as it returns in Orden schools. Wajir County now is proud of initiating a homegrown initiative which has come hand in hand to address teachers' crisis. Other counties in NEB region are now expected to borrow a leaf from Wajir County. Abdurrahman Rashid Farah, Wajir County.